So the saying "you create coincidence" is quite a fundamental one for me, because if you look at the term coincidence, really what it's suggesting is the two incidents. When two things happen that you cannot explain, you then externalize it as something which is random, something which is outside of your sphere of control. But the truth of the matter is that it's just that our conscious mind cannot identify how those two dots have connected. Our conscious mind cannot explain the process and the sequence by which that coincidence has taken place, right? Now, in the case of entrepreneurs will say, oh, it's a coincidence that I bumped into this investor, or I got this deal, or I got this new client, or I was thinking about getting somebody to do my branding, and all of a sudden it's a coincidence that I bumped into somebody who was a cousin or an old school friend that they are now doing branding, or whatever it might be, right? But what's actually happening is that when you're on the lookout for something in your business or otherwise, your senses become heightened to it. You become more observant of the occurrence of people who are doing branding, or whether or not you're looking for funding or whatever it might be. You now are on the lookout subconsciously, right? And so all that happens is that you start to notice these things. You start to notice that these branding people exist, or these investors exist, or these other people that you need to execute the next step of your plan, that they exist. Or what happens is that you start to articulate that to people. So once you articulate to somebody, oh, I'm looking for someone to do my branding, then what it does is it heightens their awareness, right? And if you tell 10 people, then all of a sudden 10 people's awareness is heightened at the fact that you want to do this thing, right? Or you want to achieve this thing. And so they then become more aware of what it is that you want. And when they then bump into somebody and maybe tell them, and so on and so forth, there's a chain reaction that occurs, and it then turns into something which is seemingly out of our control, but we have created that domino effect. And we could be, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 degrees away from the thing that we need, but if we hit that first domino, it hits 2, 3, 4, 5 until we then engage with that thing that we want. And so it's important to realize that when you hear people say, look, just go out and do it, don't feel the fear and do it anyway, what they're really saying is that making the first step is oftentimes the biggest challenge for most people, because in making that first step, we trigger something. We start something as part of that process, which eventually, given our heightened sphere of awareness, will at some point knock on the door of the thing that we're looking for. And so in reality, and it's not necessarily consciously, we create coincidence. So whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, take the first step and watch the magic happen.